Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. There are things to talk about. I don't know if I'd say plenty, but there are things to talk about. Point of fact, we have nothing in Checked Out this week. So there you go.
I just watched a bunch of old shit.
Yeah. And I didn't really watch much of anything. All right, let's just jump right into topics, Micah. Take it away.
Spider-Man Noir series at Amazon enlists The Punisher's Steve Lightfoot as co-showrunner. Yeah, this guy looks like a Steve Lightfoot. Just he's got a
very offensive way, or
what's wrong with your teeth, bro?
Is he British?
No idea.
He look it.
Yeah, he looks very British, actually. But here's my question. Like, you got really upset when I told you this was not about Peter Parker, which I think is hilarious. I don't doubt that this could be good. My thing is, I didn't think Punisher was a very good series.
So it's Marvel's Punisher? That's what this guy's claim to fame is?
Yeah, the Netflix one.
Okay, I mean, I like the first season. I like the first season well enough. The second season, I couldn't.
I didn't finish it.
I don't even think I finished it.
I didn't. I thought the first season was fine. Like, it was a little kind of all over the place. There were some great elements to it. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't blown away by that series. I liked Barenthal's performance. His performance was dope as fuck. It was dead on. But I just thought the story and the way it was kind of done was a little all over the place. Like the guy who played Micro, who is the dude from The Bear.
Ivan, whatever. He's got that weird name. Yeah.
But like he was great and everything else. So like there was elements to it that were quite excellent. But I don't know. That doesn't mean this isn't going to be good. I'm just like, this is his only work I have to compare it to.
It's not going to be good.
Amazon gets Spider-Man. How does it work?
Through Sony. Sony is just like, because they're doing a Spider-Woman series as well. Or a Silk series. So that's just who Sony's partnering with.
Okay.
It's not going to be good. As previously reported, the Untitled series will follow an older, grizzled superhero in the 1930s New York City. An individual with knowledge of the project says that the show will be set in its own universe and the main character will not be Peter Parker because no one knows what they're doing anymore. Thank you. As you talked about, this is not his Lightfoot's first foray into the Marvel world. He was part of the reason The Punisher wasn't that great. He most recently created and served as showrunner on the Apple TV series Shantaram. I've never heard of it. Based on a bunch of books. His other credits include Hannibal. Oh, there you go. You guys like Hannibal.
Which one? 2014? The one that ended in 2014? Or?
They can be.
Hannibal are we talking about?
Wait, no.
They can be.
That's the only Hannibal series, right?
There've been movies.
Right? No, but it's just.
He's talking about. Okay, all right. But he's in the.
What season though? Hold on. What season? Because that last season wasn't very good. First two seasons were dope as fuck. Did not care.
When did I thought
Behind Their Eyes was pretty good. That movie, that show was fucking wild. He did that also.
Yo, I like that.
Wait.
Narcos apparently is pretty solid.
Yeah, Narcos is good too. That's the one you guys wanted me to watch that was like fucking super crazy twist ending or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm rocking with this guy now. All right. I got it.
I'm not going to give it a shot. But,
see, look, honesty, truth in advertising. Look, him working on Hannibal and Narcos definitely gives me more of a positive. And look, it could easily be that Punisher, especially season 2, was just not particularly well written. I did not think it was, especially when your enemy is supposed to have his face all fucked up, and it was like, oh, just I got like just a little cut over the eyebrow. It was like he threw that guy's face into a mirror and ran it down. Like, nah, yo, which is one of the most gruesome fucking endings of all time. His face should have been fucked up.
So you nailed it. This guy is British. Because stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's fine. It's fine. So you're not giving this a chance at all. What if it's great?
It's not going to be. It's not. It's not though. It's not. and now I won't believe you if you tell me it is because you're trying to trick me. So
that's fair.
No.
That's fair. I would do that. Like that feels like something I would do. No, it's really good. You should turn it on. It's like, oh, like
the only thing that would get me. This is essentially a period piece, and the only thing that would get me to watch a period piece of a Spider-Man show would be that if it stars, fucking Spider-Man. Does this guy get powers like okay, Spider-Man?
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Does Spider-Man Noir have spider powers, or is he just?
This nigga got a blicky, so what does he need?
Yeah, he does. He does. But he's still, from what I can remember. I'm not a noir expert, but from what I can remember, he is able to like stick to walls and stuff like that. So,
okay.
I could be wrong.
Does he speak like people back then? Like, yeah, see, like if he speaks like that, then I'm 100%. I'm 100%.
I think that's
still a great Dave Chappelle joke. It still is.
I think that's the 40s, right? The 30s, I think, is like
that's all.
They all
from the 20s to the 40s, right?
Even if it's not accurate. Look, even if it's not accurate, I need them to adapt that voice. Like, he's got spider powers. Fuck it. Like, I don't need it doesn't have to be a perfect timepiece. Okay, like I need him to be like, they're hanging out at the dock. Yeah. Like that's what I need. I need that fucking voice from him. 100% throughout the
now the noir universe is not like how Nicolas Cage portrays it in that Spider-Verse movie. Like the comics treated themselves way too seriously. Yeah, that's it. That's how I watch it. That is how I would watch it. Nicolas Cage, the greatest living actor of our generation, were to be in this role. I
would love that. Like, look, he's in the costume. Like Nicolas Cage, you just let him voice it. Like, just let him voice it. Like when he like puts the mask on, just like let him do the voice. That's right. Get some other young starlet to do the face work. Get out of here. All right, this is fine. I guess I don't know. I'll watch a couple episodes. I'll give it a legit chance. Micah won't, but I will.
No, I won't. I won't.
This is why people are getting tired of comic book shit because of shit like this.
Yeah, you just throwing shit at
who's looking for a fucking Spider-Man Noir series?
It's gonna really piss Micah off.
With no Spider-Man, with no fucking Spider-Man in it. Yo, I just don't.
He's in it.
Yeah, Spider-Man Noir, right there, the black suit and trench coat
with the blick.
He's Spider-Man. Is he not Spider-Man?
Yeah, he is. He's just not Peter Parker.
Oh, what's his name?
What's his name then? What's his name?
Like Peter Porker? I don't know. I have no idea. Doesn't matter.
God damn it! This is not. No. Plus, I was never a fan of the noir universe anyway. So, there you go. Spider-Man Noir with no
Peter Parker.
Spider-Man.
All right, next up.
It is supposed to be Peter Parker in Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be, but the show is not. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, okay. I thought it was
what the fuck?
That's odd. Okay.
Yeah, it's real fucking odd. And yes, Spider-Man Noir has the proportionate strength, speed, and agility of a spider, spider sense, organic webbing. He's a skilled marksman, hand-to-hand combat, and the ability to click to solid surfaces. While that's the comic Spider-Man Noir, whereas this Spider-Man Noir is just going to be some dickhead in the 30s. Like, what the fuck?
You don't know that.
What the fuck?
It's going to be a shot for shot remake.
Just some old grappling hook and a gun.
Nah, yo, you're gonna be tight as fuck when the show comes out, and it's good. It's gonna be super
Look,
good. And
look,
everybody
I
be
don't
talking
give a
about it,
look. I don't
and
give
you're
a
gonna
fuck.
have
I
to
will.
watch it.
I
You
will.
have to watch
I
it.
will admit. Well, I am the type of person that I will gladly admit when I'm wrong. I want to be wrong about shit like this. I'm not. I want to be. I'm not.
All right.
Get out of here,
Yeah.
Spider-Man:
Can't
The
wait.
War. I can't. The Snyderverse is dead, guys. Your Lord and Savior, Zack Snyder said so. And he said so because he doesn't want people, talking about what could have been. He wants people to focus on his not Star Wars movies.
Yes.
So
Cool.
can we all just cope? That is it. That is the word. Get your daily dose of copium from your Lord and Savior, Zack Snyder. Responding to a fan on Vero, I don't know what that is. He confirmed that the Snyderverse is officially over. This appears to close the door to any sort of follow-up to his cut of the Justice League, whether it's an Elseworlds movie, TV series, or even a comic book. All right. That's perfectly fine. You know why the Snyderverse is over? Because the Gunverse is coming in. Okay? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That guy really fucked up a whole generation of potential nerds into thinking that Superman is some fucking myopic, selfish asshole, and everyone is
that was
so
his
grim
parents.
and dour.
No,
That was his parents. That was his parents.
He was like,
Yeah.
well, why the
You
fuck
don't
would
know
I
this
do that?
world anything. You don't know this world anything, Clark. You even though you leech off of society, you don't owe anybody anything. Let them take care of themselves and you take care of yourselves. Ma Kent said that shit. Martha Kent.
Should I let him drown?
Superman's mom.
Should I let him drown, Dad? Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, do they know how to swim? Like, it's personal responsibility.
It's all about
Anybody who drowns in that bus crash, it's their personal responsibility. I know plenty of kids, black, white. I know all of them. They're just as non-swimming as white kids. So
That was one of the wildest fucking things I've ever heard someone say. I know some white people who are just as lazy as black folks. Like,
Yo, that bitch.
Taylor Greene is a terrible human being. Like,
she's,
really?
she's a scumbag.
I love that. Like, why'd you say it like that? Yeah, it's
What do you mean by that?
It's just crazy. Yeah, look, I'm glad he's finally saying it. He came out and said, like, listen, I've talked to James Gunn, I wish him well and all this other stuff, which are the adult things to say. We care deeply about what we were doing. We weren't trying to make an Avengers movie. We weren't. Yeah, no, that's obvious. We didn't know how, quite frankly.
Like, you had the blueprint, but
it's also obvious that
you literally had the blueprint. Like, Avengers came out in 2012. Superman came out in 2013.
Yeah.
A year after the Avengers.
Yeah, you had the blueprint.
So you had the blueprint.
You had it right there
To follow.
They brought someone in that did. I've never seen the Whedon version, but it wasn't the answer. Well, if you have never seen it, how do you know that? He says, look, I don't have any, Snyder also shared his belief that the superhero genre has not evolved and admits, I don't have the excitement for it that I used to have. Look, that... Like, when you're trying to do the right thing and you're just doing the wrong thing, like, don't walk out the door and be like, I don't think this genre has evolved, that I touch with my greatness. Now I'm moving on. Like, dude, you're doing the same type of movies you've always done. You've not evolved as a director, incidentally. He hasn't. Like, his new movie looks like Sucker Punch. How many years ago was that movie? 15 years ago? Right? Like, it hasn't His look hasn't changed. His style hasn't changed. He does slow motion. He does all the exact same things, right? And not that directors can't have their own style. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, you certainly have not evolved as a director either. Like, if you're trying to like slam others, like, don't do that. But look, I'm glad that he's hopefully moving forward. Hopefully that will get people to let go of this shit. I saw David Ayer saying like they're going to release the Ayer cut of my Suicide Squad. No, they're not. No, they're not. Like, they're not. Like, let it go. They're not. I would be. No. Like, I would.
There is no Ayer cut, guys.
Like,
there is no Ayer cut.
Yeah,
just
he
like
wants
there
to,
wasn't a Snyder cut.
No, he wants to go back and film shit. Like, they don't have it on the shelf and they're just like, oh, dangle it in front of fans. That's not how it works. They spent $70 million on the Snyder cut. Doesn't sound like a movie that was already done. Like, get the fuck out of here. So, good. I'm glad he's done with it. Of course, his Uber fans, I'm sure, will never let it go, and to their grave they will go with the thought that these movies are somehow superior to anything that's ever come before it or after it. It's very weird.
And like I said offline, none of his movies hit $1 billion. None of them came close. I think the most was like
Justice League probably came closest, but that wasn't technically his. Right at the end, he would say,
"Yeah, right." So, fucking Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman's the only one for the entire DC.
Aquaman and Joker, I guess, but that's not even part of the DCU technically.
Yep. And look, I think people are gonna feel some kind of way when Superman Legacy cracks $1 billion with no fucking problem. Like, that shit's gonna be embarrassing, yo. It's gonna be embarrassing if that movie is good. Which
even if it gets close,
if it gets close, like if it gets in the like $800+ million range. You're going to have to shut the fuck up. You're going to have to shut up. Like, it's going to get silly. I mean, there are people who think that movie isn't going to make $500 million. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Best of luck.
Man of Steel made $670 million, and that was right in the middle of, like, the boom.
Yeah. And people,
comic movies were just making so much money.
And critics hated that movie. Like, they were pretty divided on it, is what I should say. But they were pretty divided on it. No, I like Man of Steel. Okay, next up, this is a bit of a sad story, but I mean, any day now, right? How shocking could it really be? TV legend Norman Lear dies at the ripe old age of 101. As Andy said, his final words were, "I just wanted to outlive that piece of shit, Henry Kissinger." Look, Norman Lear was an amazing fucking Hollywood talent. He really was. Screenwriter and producer who was he developed over 100 shows, which is crazy. Some of the more famous ones, obviously from the 1970s, All in the Family, Maude, Sanford and Son, One Day at a Time, The Jeffersons, Good Times, of course. Yeah, dude was just instrumental in so many amazing bits of programming on television. He deserves a lot of fucking credit, dude. Dude was like out there all the way to the end, being like, "Look, you got it. Like, this country needs to change," and like really pushing for some like serious, shit with his work. So I give the guy a lot of credit, man. A lot of credit for especially like shit we grew up with, our parents grew up with, that were culturally very significant programming. So he
did Different Strokes too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he did. Like the 70s was his. God damn.
He's the Dick Wolf of the 1970s.
Of the 70s, right? Dick Wolf. Yeah. Is he still putting out shows?
Dick Wolf,
still
absolutely.
Like 17 different versions of fucking
Chicago Fire.
Is that on?
Yeah, whatever. He just goes from city to city and just makes shows about the EMTs and just police. Well, if you make a police show, you gotta have a fire show, right? And then an ambulance. He makes police car, fire engine, ambulance shows.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
Isn't Law and Order?
Yes, that's Dick Wolf too. Like, it's wild how many things Dick Wolf has done that are all the same. And they're all popular. Like, the gym I go to, they play the whatever Chicago Fire or like, I don't know, Newark, New Jersey Fire or whatever the fuck it is. Like, there's always like that show's always on. I was like, oh, people watch this? Like, okay. Like, but,
John Oliver did a story, one of his main segments on Dick Wolf, was really interesting because, Dick Wolf is just he's like a fanboy for all these people, right? Like and that's why all these cities give him unfettered access to like actual cars and police stations and shit, because they all show cops and firefighters and, emergency services people in like a positive light. Now, it's kind of hard to show firefighters in a negative light, like unless they spraying niggas on corners and shit. Like, it's,
right.
You kind of, it's like, oh, it's the fire department, right? They've run into fires and shit. Yeah. And same thing with ambulance, and EMTs and stuff like that. Cops love Dick Wolf because Dick Wolf loves cops. Like absolutely, he's a wonk for fucking cops, man. It was really, really interesting.
Yo, I think I remember watching that.
Yo, he's got Law and Order, Organized Crime, FBI International, FBI Most Wanted, FBI, Chicago Justice, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Burn My Heart and Wounded Knee. Okay, so something different. Law and Order, Trial by Jury, Dragnet, Crime and Punishment, Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Arrest and Trial, DC, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, Exiled, a Law and Order movie, Feds, Swift Justice, The Right Verdicts, New York Undercover. I mean, that's pretty.
All right.
South Beach, The Human Factor, Man and Machine, Ties School, Law and Order, the 1990 show, Help, and I'm Miami Vice. He was also involved in that. Like, I was just naming the cop shows, or the like whatever job there's one of the Paw Patrol members is a part of. Like, that's what he does. like that's who he is. He's like a Paw Patrol. That's it. That's all he does. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, dude, were you saved by a cop from a burning building? Like, and then they threw you into an ambulance? Like, what is happening? Why are you so obsessed with these people? It's amazing. But, like, that dude is worth goo gobs of money, I'm sure.
I just went to look it up to see how much he's worth. These are usually, like,
they're off
wrong.
Yeah.
But they said like $550 million.
That's it? That feels
$500 million. What the fuck?
I would have thought he was a billionaire. I would have thought he was a billionaire. Like, honestly, like, as many shows as that is, I mean, a lot of those shows are still on the air, like, every week.
Yeah, like all of the goddamn Law and Orders. Yeah.
People love Law and Order. Look, and I live in a giant glass house. Like, I fuck with Law and Order. Like, I don't seek it out, but if I'm, weirdly, if I'm at somebody's house and they're channel surfing and I hear like cha-chung, I'm like, all right, just leave it on. Like, what the fuck? Like, it just can play in the background.
The fucking USA Network owes 95% of its programming to Law and Order.
All they fucking play. Well, I don't know if they still play. They still play.
Do.
I haven't watched USA in fucking 10 years, so I don't know.
It's probably still on. It's probably a single loop. This is probably the same fucking.
It's probably an episode on right now. What is it? Was it Tuesday, Wednesday night? Yeah, I'm sure there is one.
Look, Law and Order, much like it being 5 o'clock somewhere, like Law and Order is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on some channel, guaranteed.
I think there's a Law and Order channel like on streaming services, like free streaming services.
Probably.
Like Roku probably has a Law and Order channel. I know Plex does. Which is fucking ridiculous.
Nigga, USA Network, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Nigga, right here. Right here.
Now.
Law and Order Special Victims on right now.
Of course it is.
And it's on until 1:30 in the morning.
God damn.
Like, back.
Showing multiple episodes. Yeah, it's like 3 episodes in a row. All right.
And then they probably do one show for 30 minutes and they go right back into Law and Order. Like, what the fuck else is on?
Yeah, they do actually. It comes back on at 2:00. Hey.
Yo, they literally have a 30-minute block, and that's it. What's on between three episode blocks of Law and Order, or excuse me, 6 hours of Law and Order?
Something called 911 Crisis Center.
All right, so like you get a little like cop downtime. They're like, you good? Yeah, I'm settled down. All right, back into it. 3 more fucking hours. Like that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
So Norman Lear dies.
Yeah, so Norman
How
Lear
the fuck do
died.
we get the Dick Wolf?
Because he's the Dick Wolf of the 1970s. Look,
Norman Lear.
absolutely.
He, his claim to fame is like, he did these legendary shows that nobody would be able to understand now, like All in the Family, and or people would complain about.
Wow, dude.
or people would complain about, like they would complain about the Jeffersons or Good Times. Like they would, like people would complain about it because they wouldn't really understand. Like people don't understand that Archie Bunker is like the butt of the joke, right? Like he is
an ignorant asshole.
He's a bigot, right? Like he's not a racist, right? Like but he grew up in an era. He grew up in an era where, like, what the fuck are these niggas and women complaining about? Like you're lucky you're lucky you're in the house, right? And it was satirizing that world, right? And everything was progressing around him, but like he was too pig-headed to realize it. And we're going to Archie Bunker's childhood, yo. Like we're living in a time where where people want to go back to Archie Bunker's childhood.
Yo,
and
like,
it's so fucking wild to me.
It's super wild. You know, one of the weirdest things about that show that I think like people just miss because of like just how the flow of the show goes. You ever listen to the theme song to All in the Family? We could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Like,
yeah.
Yo, like that's a crazy.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. I'm like, you mean like Hoovervilles? Like people were just like dude, that's during the Depression. People were like living in tents, basically, like dying on the street. They're like, we could use that again because they were so pig-headedly conservative, right? Like, but people were just like, yeah, we need an Archie Bunker again. It's like Archie Bunker's the idiot. Like he is. Weirdly. The Archie Bunker of our time as a real person is Andrew Tate. Like he's Archie Bunker, right? Like just unbelievably just a fucking meathead who people go, that guy makes a lot of sense. Like, no, he doesn't. Not if you've ever talked to human beings before. Like, yeah. And people want that for some reason.
Here are the lyrics of those of the days. Boy, the way Glenn Miller played songs that made the hit parade. Guys like me, we had it made. Those were the days. Didn't need no welfare state. Everybody pulled his weight. G.R. Old LaSalle ran great. Those were the days. And you knew who you were then. Girls were girls and men were men. Mister, we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. People seem to be content. $50 paid the rent. I wish. I fucking wish.
That's the only
Freaks
part.
Right.
That's the only part.
Freaks were in a circus tent. Those were the days. That's wild. Take a little Sunday spin. Go to watch the Dodgers win. Have yourself a dandy day that cost you under a fin. I don't know what that is. That's probably like a nickel or something like that. Hair was short and skirts were long. Kate Smith really sold a song and didn't know just what went wrong. Those were the days. I don't know who Kate Smith is. So yeah, he's like, yeah.
And this came out in the 70s, yo. Like when all that shit was when all that shit was like, it's the opposite of what was at the time, right? Like that was the point, right? Like
shit was changing. Like, people were like, "Hey, we should all be like
the
equal."
freaks were in the tent.
Right? Freaks were in the circus tent. Like the fuck, it was crazy.
Women were women, and men were men. Like you could make that. Conservatives would literally make that exact argument right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just that's wild, man. Yeah, it's just fucking interesting. Like it's just really, really interesting.
Also, when I found out that he was like the reason for the Jeffersons and Good Times, I was taken aback. I was like, wait a minute, what? Huh? Like white people can like can write and understand the plight of people that aren't them. Like, why can't they do it now? Right? I'll never forget this one episode of the Jeffersons where George Jefferson was arguing with a white man because like it's a day that ends in Y, right? And the white guy had I can't remember. It wasn't the neighbor. It was some other asshole, right? It was an actual racist, and he had like he went into like cardiac arrest or something like that.
Yeah, that is the episode. He went to a KKK rally.
Yeah, and he was like, and they were telling him like, hey, you got to give him CPR, and he did it. And then when the guy came to, he was like, you should have let me die. I was like, Jesus Christ, Joe. Like,
right, I remember. Yeah.
Like, goddamn, like that's some fucking real hate, yo. And this was on regular ass TV, man.
Yeah, like, George Jefferson called the white people honkies. That was great.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I saw a shirt that I might get Terrence. It's just George Jefferson's face, and it's just on the top is shut up, and on the bottom is honky. I was like, oh shit, like Terrence can wear that shit.
I goddamn right I would have.
Yo, shut up, honky is a wild thing to put on a shirt. It's also hilarious.
It's funny. Yeah, he did Good Times, and I think they had a little like some dude said like normally stole Good Times from him, from black dude. I don't know about that. But when what's his name got kicked off the show, the father James.
Yeah, James. Yeah.
He was like, well, it was basically the Urkel effect, right? JJ became too popular, and they were like, this is some coon ass shit. Like you're like shucking and jiving type shit that I don't really like that. And he kind of spoke out, and they got rid of his character, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
That sucks. Cool. Yeah, it kind of sucks. And he was like a really good actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was also like younger than Florida.
Yeah, that's correct. Yo.
He was only 6 years older than JJ. And Florida Evans was like 25 years older than him. She was old as shit by that time. She didn't look it, but she was way older than him. Which is wild.
Yeah, she was a lot. Oh, John Amos, excuse me, John Amos. But yeah, isn't he still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. He's 83.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was born in like 1920 something.
Yeah, Esserole was like mad old, yo. Yeah, she died in 1998, and she was 78 then. She
was born in 1920. Right. So she was
Jesus.
Way older than him.
Yeah. Yeah, she was 19 years younger than him. Or, 19 years older than him. That's crazy. But yeah, like, I've seen people make what I think is always such a stupid statement, but they're like, they could never do All in the Family now. Yeah, but like, not for the reason that you're saying that. Like, they're like, oh, see, everybody would be offended, because this shit's funny. Like, yeah, it is funny, and people would be offended, but they'd be offended for the wrong reason. They'd be offended because they don't get that he's the butt of the joke. Like, that's the problem. It's not that he makes fun of liberals or whatever. Like, you can do that. That shit doesn't bother me. It's fucking hilarious. It's that you have to understand what the message that they're pointing out. So please don't remake this. Please don't remake All in the Family. Please don't.
Well, they kind of did. It's called Family Guy. And the only issue is that they're not talking about like real world stuff when they because it's a trope, right? Like you have a family. The father is kind of the idiot, right? And usually the butt of every joke, right? Like Homer Simpson, right? You've got rambunctious children who go against the father, right? You've got the mother, who is usually the straight person, right, to kind of keep things in line, and it's a trope. The problem is that shows now are afraid to talk about things like race and class,
right?
And I mean, I don't know, man. I would love to see somebody try. I would love to see somebody try to do this.
I guess Black has
just to
tried.
see what it looks like.
Like, I guess Black has tried, but yeah, there is trying it from this perspective of making a white character realize that they are being the kind of pig-headed idiot.
Yeah,
I don't. People don't get the boys, man. Like, people don't understand that. Like, Homelander.
Conservatives would be the one pissed off.
Yeah,
like they would see him. They would see Carol O'Connor and be like, "Oh, yeah." I don't know if they would be pissed, but they'd be like,
they wouldn't be pissed at Carol O'Connor. They'd be pissed at the meathead who was like, "How dare he go against his father?"
Yeah, fucking Rob Ryan.
Yeah, what's that guy ever gonna do in his life? Right. Yeah, like I feel like that's the problem, is they wouldn't understand who the heroes and the villains are. Like, and that is a fundamental issue. But it would be cool to see somebody try. But the show could never be popular because, like, it'd have to be something on, like, Apple TV that, like, 9 people watch. Like, it's really good and it's well done. The second it made it to, like, NBC, people were like, wait a minute. Like, hold on. This is, like, I don't like it. It's offensive. Like, you can never do, what's the show?
It wouldn't be network television.
No, absolutely not. But, like, House of Cards. You can't do House of Cards if Frank Underwood is a Republican, because Republicans wouldn't be able to handle, like, that sort of lampooning and criticism of their own guy. You have to make Frank Underwood a Democrat because Democrats actually would get it and be like, yeah, he's just a piece of shit politician. I don't care what party he's in. Like, it's because it's a dirtbag. But Republicans would, like, feel the need to defend it. Like, it's just bizarre, which is why he's. I mean, they basically were like, what if the Clintons were fucking, murdering people? Is what that show was.
Could you imagine defending fucking Frank Underwood?
I mean, again, niggas defend Homelander like he's a hero. Like, this is crazy to me. Yo, these are the same people who didn't realize that the Colbert Show was a satire. They didn't. They thought, like, oh, he's a comedian. We get that, but he's clearly conservative. It's like,
well, like Greg Gutfeld. Like, they think that he was like.
Well, in fairness, hold on. In fairness, I wouldn't exactly call Greg Gutfeld a comedian.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, that's a fucking offensive to comedian.
That guy's not funny.
It offends me as a comedian.
Yeah.
This offends you as a Jewish person? It offends me as a comedian. Shit is funny, man.
Yeah, like, get out of here. Yeah, like, I would not put that guy in any category besides a hack comedian. Like, Gutfeld sucks.
He's Banya.
Yeah, he is. He kind of is.
Oh my god,
it's gold, Jerry. Gold. All right. Next up, A24 movies to stream exclusively on HBO and Max under New Deal. Look, this is great. This includes their new movie Priscilla and Iron Claw, which is their wrestling movie that's coming up soon. Warner Brothers Discovery inked a multi-year U.S. output deal with A24, bringing the entertainment company's slate of films exclusively to HBO Max and Cinemax after their theatrical runs. Look, that's great because I won't have a chance to see a lot of these in theaters, unfortunately. Among the films to be available under the new deal is Sofia Coppola's biopic Priscilla, Sean Durkin's upcoming The Iron Claw, and Dream Scenario starring Nicolas Cage. Great.
Good.
Great.
Good.
So,
excellent. You should
watch it. You still don't know anything about the Von Erichs story. You've kept your...
No, I don't know anything about the Von Erichs. No.
Excellent. Like, yeah, okay, cool.
Good.
It comes out this month.
Don't let
actually,
it.
22nd.
Yeah, we were talking about this offline. Hopefully the Iron Claw is there by like January. I'd be super excited to see it. So, look, I love A24 stuff. Just make a little block and just put all of their films there. Like, that way I can just
the A24 channel.
Yeah, I can just bypass all of the, like, My Big Fat Teenage Baby Mama or whatever the fuck shows you have and just watch Real Tonight. Like, just please.
My Big Fat teenage baby mama who weighs 600 pounds.
And her best friend. I don't know. Shows are exploitive garbage. Like, get out of here.
Who eats a cake boss.
Like, hey, do you want to watch a new episode of Dr. Pimple Popper? No. What is wrong with you? No, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch a real movie starring real adults. Knock it off. Yeah.
Mac.
Nothing, It's just like, I'm so glad the strike is over. Like, it was just a bunch of garbage. And I'm not watching any of those DC animated movies. They're terrible. So, no.
God damn. Naked Attraction's fun.
Have you watched any more of that?
I only watched the first
one more episode.
Yeah,
oh, you did watch one?
I watched one with my wife. This is a game show. If you don't know, this is a dating show where you see the people's junk before you see their faces, and it's totally uncensored, which is wild. I think my wife got enough of seeing like random dudes' dicks. She was like, "All right, this episode's enough."
That's enough.
I mean, like in fairness, I was like, "Could we maybe switch? Could we change it over to the next episode?" Like. Yeah,
they got a man and a woman every episode, right?
No, but I'm saying like, can you line up 5 ladies instead of five dongs?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They have like they do the men, and then they do the women.
Okay, look, that's good for me.
There's 2 per episode. Did you not finish
first?
No, we watch just that one round, and she was like, "That's enough." Like I got.
Yeah, the second round is chicks. I mean.
Look, I was trying, dog. You know. Look. I was like, I think we should continue. Like, let's see where this goes. For cinema, like for the show, like I got to talk about tomorrow. And she was like,
fascinating. I don't need too many dicks.
It's a lot of dicks. But what I did find funny is like that first one was like. She was super fine too. I was like, when she came out naked, I was like,
which one? The smaller white chick?
No, this was like a light skinned black chick.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, she has a very nice figure. I was like,
the thing is, like the ones that are like competing, because there's another chick, and I'm like, I'm not big into white women, but like, I was like, all right,
like I get it.
It's like the ones that are competing, they're usually pretty goddamn attractive.
Yeah, look. Like, if you knew you were going on that show, you gotta like, hit the gym, big, like hard, for like a
yeah,
good.
But the thing is, like, you gotta get a quick pump. You know what I mean? Get a quick pump before you.
But the thing is, like the people behind the curtain, like they have people of all shapes and sizes. Mm-hmm. You gotta be pretty fucking ballsy to get behind there.
Quite literally. What's up, ladies? Like I wouldn't want to go on there because I'd be like, how cold is it going to be in the studio? Like what? I need to know the parameters. Like, right. I'm like, come on, man. I'd like to put my best foot forward, as it were. Like, come on.
Do you present yourself right? Like, do you groom? Right? Do you manscape down there?
No, like these dudes are just like they stepping right off the plane, like they going right on stage. It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Whoa, okay, they really are. They're just butt ass naked. I'm just watching it now. They're just butt ass.
I was like, wow, okay.
Like I'm a little dicking it and all, man. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I found that first round to be kind of fucked up, right? Because the guy she picks was like a pretty fake guy. He clearly, like, the dude, like, he had plenty going on downstairs, like, good for him or whatever. The runner-up guy, I was like, you not gonna pick him. Like, you're not gonna pick him, yo. You trying to not appear to be a real piece of shit on the show, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I'll give like the chubby guy with the little dick a chance. I'm like, you're not gonna pick this guy. Like this like kind of jack dude with a big dick. Like you're not gonna pick the other guy. You're just not. Because it's not like
it's funny because
he has a better looking face. Like you couldn't see his face at first.
Yeah, you don't see shit. They literally show their whole body before their face. And I'm like, I guessed the first 3 people that the person was going to pick correctly. Like I'm like, she's gonna pick him or he's gonna pick her. And then the first 3 I got, and it's like the 4th one I got wrong. I was like, oh, okay, wow. Didn't see that one coming, but it's an interesting show. Like it's crazy, like because we live in such a puritanical fucking country, and like Europe is just like it's dicks and titties, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Like
who cares?
Y'all show people getting their head blown off all the time. It's fine, but like
you gotta clean yourself up, yo. You gotta get a haircut. You gotta get a haircut before you go on TV, yo. I'm looking at this dude, yo. He like
He ain't even trying.
First of all, he got a Mario Kart haircut, right? He got a Smash Brothers haircut, right? And you got a Smash Brothers haircut at the top. Yo, you know you're gonna have a Smash Brothers haircut at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't nah.
But it's wild, right? Like they titrate up the screen, so it's like, and they start immediately at your dick. Like they don't even start like, oh, here's his ankles. It's like dick. It's the first image. Come on, yo. Like,
it's like the lower half is up to the waist, so you can see like all from the feet up to the waist, and then it goes up to the chest, so you can see like
this
the
nigga
chest.
ain't got a leg, yo. This motherfucker don't have a leg.
He don't have a leg. That's the guy who wins.
That's the guy who wins.
Yeah, because he got the biggest dick. Yeah. He was like, look, I got one leg, but I got an extra one, like right here. Don't even worry about it. I got a third one. Don't even worry about it, bro.
Oh like this dude is super fit. Oh yeah, he's super fit.
He likes the other guy. She's like, well, it's hard for me to decide between this guy. I'm like, no, it's not.
Bitch, don't stop farting. Like,
stop lying, yo.
Come on, women are just as visual creatures as men. Like, come on, man. Like, just knock it off. And look. It was just funny that she was like, who can it be? I was like,
stop playing. Stop playing in my face. You know exactly who the fuck you are.
Like, there's another guy. There was like another guy who was like a super like fit dude, but like when she talked to him, like he sounded kind of dumb, and so she was like, nah. I was like, all right, that makes sense, right? Like she was like, oh, he has a great body, and then you talk to him like, oh, this nigga's a moron. Like I get that, but like. Between that other dude, like, come on, stop it. Like, knock it off. Like, you weren't gonna pick him. It's offensive. Like, don't lie to that man. Think he got a chance. He don't have a chance. Like, that's why dating the other way, the more traditional way, makes sense, right? You like somebody, and then you don't see their flaws, their physical flaws. Like, that's different because you like their personality. This show is like, did you like his dick? Great. Now let's see if he's an idiot. Like, all right, let's find out.
No, but like I said, the second episode, the chick was like, that nigga's dick is too big. I couldn't handle it. So she got rid of it. I was like, damn, that's fuck. Like, first of all, that's the confidence boost for this nigga.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Put that on my CV.
It's
my
too
dick
big?
was too big.
No problem. All right. Like, I'll be good. I'll look. Hey, members of the audience, I'll be out back when y'all come out. Like, come on. Nah, that's a hell of a confidence boost. Like, it's not bad. Like, would you like to watch the show? This woman on this TV show I was on told me my dick was too big. Would you like to watch it? Let's watch it. Like, come on. That's crazy. All right. Next up, again, not a lot of news this week. Let's jump right into What the Fuck Stories, brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
Oh, God. A wolf spider lays eggs in a man's toe. on a cruise.
No, a cruise coming from Australia.
This man was had been enjoying a cruise with his wife when his toe suddenly turned purple after going out for dinner.
I'm sorry, I missed what the hell happened. What? Because I said Australia. Did you say a wolf spider laid eggs in a nigga's toe?
Yes. Yes.
Agreed. By the way, agreed. That's definitely Australia.
The man is British, and this happened in France.
They got bed bugs and wolf spiders. Yeah.
My wife thought it may be because I had new sandals and they were rubbing on my big toe. But the trip to the ship's doctor revealed a much more sinister reason. A Peruvian wolf spider had bitten him and laid eggs inside his toe. The giant arachnids made their way to France after arriving through cargo ships, but Mr. Blake, his name's Colin Blake, but Mr. Blake was completely unaware that one had decided to latch onto his toe. How are you not, like, self-aware enough to know when a fucking spider is on your toe?
That's crazy. No.
I don't like that story.
I told you that story that I got my, like, I had sandals on recently and I got bitten by a bunch of like fire ants or some shit like that. Yo, I thought I was gonna die. Like I felt like I was gonna die. It was insane. No, I don't know how you don't know a spider is on you. Like, no, I'd flip out. I would absolutely flip out.
Yeah, because this look, it may be just these images are zoomed in, but these things look fucking big, man. Maddox decided to cut open his toe with a scalpel, revealing a milk-like pus and tea leaves, which were the spider's eggs. Grisly photos show the skin of Mr. Blake's toe crusting over and peeling, with some of the area seemingly rotting. Yeah, nah, yo, this is gross. This is gross. This is literally my wife's nightmares come true.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't fuck with animals.
Grew up to be a 1.5 inches, so it's not that big. 0.24 to 1.2 inches in size is what the. Nope. It's still a fucking spider.
Well,
Fuck out of here. No.
Well, they would not get picked on Naked Attraction because that is not big at all.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
Nah, yo, this is horrifying. This is horrifying.
I don't like spiders. No thanks. I told you
Yeah,
I turned off
like
that
nothing.
episode of like Black Mirror when they had to like stay in the haunted house for 24 hours and they had that giant spider. I was like, click.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I didn't finish that episode. Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't finish that season. How about that? I was like, is it all spider season? Nah. Nope. Nah. I'm good. Nice try. Let's try that.
And I watched Arachnophobia. I don't understand how I couldn't finish that show. That was weird. Anyway.
I've seen a clip of that movie and it was enough for me. And that movie's ridiculous. Right? No.
Yeah, Arachnophobia is. It lives up to its fucking name.
Yeah. No thanks.
No.
I'm good. Next up, Terrence.
Okay, smart toilet bursts into flames as someone is using it. Because of course it did. A man barely managed to
Japan.
get a smart toilet.
That seems about right. They love a smart toilet over there.
China. A Chinese man barely managed to get off his smart toilet with his bum intact after smoke started coming out of the toilet bowl and the whole thing burst into flames. The Yangtze Evening News newspapers recently reported the story of a man from, province who recorded his smart toilet burning after a suspected short circuit. His toilet's on fire. It's melted.
Look, that's no thanks. Was it?
No, that's the problem. It was a locally produced smart toilet. Like, they be using cheap parts. That's why the shit blew the fuck up.
Yeah, you bought it from China? Come on, man. Look, I know the Chinese and the Japanese don't get along, but like when it comes to tech, especially tech near your balls, you got to go to Japan. Like they know what they're doing. Nah, that's
locally produced smart toilets are seeing strong sales, and for good reason. Smart toilets do have some obvious advantages, such as automatic flushing, heated toilet seats, water conservation, self-cleaning functions, and etc. But there are some places where too much technology can be a problem, and the toilet is apparently one of them. There you go. This nigga's toilet caught fire as he was taking a shit.
Yeah,
that's gotta suck, right?
You're like, hey, this seat warmer's working a little overtime. You run out of the bathroom. Like, come on, man. That's comedy gold. That's comedy gold. Look, best of luck. I don't know what to tell you, man. Don't buy your technology from China. My story is fucked up. Dental clinic cleaner poses as a dentist, unnecessarily extract man's front tooth. I would fight this dude.
What?
I would fight him. According to documents relating to a recently resolved case filed, 42-year-old man suffering from a severe toothache called a dental clinic to make an emergency appointment. His call was answered by another person who introduced himself as a dentist, told the guy to come by the clinic in the evening to have his dental problem examined and hopefully resolved. When the patient turned up at the clinic later that day, he was greeted by the man who bragged about being a lecturer at a dentistry university to make him feel more comfortable. Little did the poor man know that he was about to endure the most painful experience of his life. Oh, great. After briefly examining the patient's teeth, the guy told him that 4 of his front teeth had to be extracted. Jesus fucking Christ.
What the fuck is going on with this nigga?
Shocked.
I feel like this is China for some strange reason.
Shocked to his knowledge, abscessed teeth should not be taken out, to which visibly irritated dentist replied, "Are you teaching me my job? Having heard the man just brag about being a lecturer at a dentistry university, the man didn't say anything else. I don't know, man. Get a second opinion? He was anesthetized. The 42-year-old man was then had his 4 front teeth extracted, insisting that it was necessary. Yeah, insisting that it was necessary and reassuring him that he would be that they would be replaced by much nicer prosthesis. He even paid the guy $35. Like, yo, $35. $35 to take out 14. Dog, that's not even that cheap down here, yo. No, it's not even that cheap down here, yo. You gotta relax.
This is Florida.
Florida? Michael, what do you think?
What is this fucking orange scrub?
I thought it was China.
Turkey.
I mean, they be having hair plugs and shit in Turkey way cheaper than they do in the States. So
yeah, they got that technology.
You ever have your teeth? Yeah, you ever have your teeth pulled like with no Novocaine? I mean, not Novocaine.
Novocaine. Where you going?
No, with no gas. Like they didn't knock you out.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
It's the most excruciating thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
I had like 2 dead teeth all the way in the back. And this woman, this fucking dentist, man, she
wasn't that the one who was like trying to get you to like go to her Airbnb or something?
Like 2 for 1.
She's got a dental spa. Like she's got a dental spa, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm trying to support you, right? Because I try to buy black and support black as much as I can, but yo, you pushing it, yo. Like I don't need a dental spa. I just need you to do what you got to do. And she was like, oh well, we're gonna put you up with Novocaine. We can knock you out if you want, but you're a big, strong looking guy. You can handle it, right? And I'm like
no, bitch.
Yeah,
no, the fuck I can't.
Yeah, I can handle it. I can handle it.
You're an idiot.
That's what
she reversed.
You can handle it. I'm like, no.
Like, nah, she reverse punked you, yo. She reverse punked you, yo. That's fucked up.
Yeah, she did, because they just stuck the needles in there, and they just fucking. And I heard it. I heard the fucking crunching of the. Yeah, man.
I don't need to hear any of that. I don't need to hear any of that. Like, knock me out.
Fucking drills and shit. I could smell the drill fucking drilling into my teeth and shit.
Yeah, I've had teeth extracted when I was doing braces and everything. That's a pretty horrendous. And then like they're yanking around you. You feel like your head's
they pulling you. Like
dentistry is medieval as fuck, even by today's standards. Like it really is. Like right. I had somebody like they took a scan of my jaw, and like they have this thing now, like they just do a 3D scan, like your mouth doesn't have to be open, right? They're like the shit just works. It's amazing. The old school way of doing it, they like put this thing in your mouth. You're like, you feel you're gonna throw up. Like it's awful. And they're like, well, we're gonna get that new technology soon. I'm like, get it yesterday, my nigga. What the fuck are we doing? There's a reason why dentists used to perform surgeries. Oh, I need my teeth taken out and my gallbladder removed. The same fucking guy. This is brutes.
Man.
Brutal industry, dude.
It's fucking yanking the bones out of your skull, yo. Like,
yeah, right. I'll handle it. Like, didn't you just give my dog a shot? Yeah, same thing. Whatever. Let's just get it done. Knock it off. Stop crying. Like, get out of here. Yeah, $35. US for 4 teeth extracted. You should have known something was up right then. You should have fought that nigga right then. Like, one, hey, we need to take 4 teeth out. I'm going to need a second opinion. You're not taking the front 4, like, my how you do teeth? Like, knock it off. No.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nah, yo. Like, you got a thing to put in my mouth, like, so it looks like I have teeth? I can't just leave with 4 fucking teeth missing and then just go to work the next day. Like, come on, yo. You got to have a solution here. Fuck off. That's crazy. No, I'd have fought that dude. I would have come after I found out he wasn't.
Knocked his teeth out.
Yeah, no, right then. Right then. Don't worry about it. It ain't going to cost you nothing. It's going to be free. His ass whooping is free 99. Okay, trailers this week. Bob Marley, One Love. Look, this looks good. I mean, I'm a Bob Marley fan. I'm not like a dirty hippie about it, but yeah, this looks good. I mean, the dude who's playing him, he's been sort of, yeah, he's been on the yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm interested to see what angle they take with the story. So we'll see. What did you guys think?
I saw the trailer. Is this a new trailer? Because I saw the first trailer a while ago.
Oh, see, I hadn't seen it. This is a new trailer though.
Okay, yeah, like it looked like when I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh wow, this looks pretty good. So yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah. What did you think, Micah?
When it comes out.
Yeah, this looks really good. We saw this when we went to go see Dream Scenario, and I was like, all right, well, we got our Valentine's Day date. Kingsley Benadir is really I like Kingsley Benadir. He played Malcolm X in One Night in Miami.
Yeah,
I thought his Malcolm X was excellent.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty damn great, man. He was in Secret Invasion as the main villain. He was one of the Kens in Barbie. Yeah, I like that guy, man. He's a really good actor. So, and he looks like he's killing it in this. So,
yeah. Very interested to see what they do with this. Next up, Godzilla. Is it Godzilla versus Kong with Kong?
Cross. Godzilla cross Kong.
This fucking franchise.
This looks absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, thank you.
And I am here for it. I don't give a fuck.
Shit looks ridiculous. It looks silly.
I'm here for it at home.
Oh, yeah, I'm not seeing this in theaters. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, my God.
It's nice to see the Asians and the blacks have put their differences aside to fight a common enemy.
A Hotep.
Right. A fucking stupid Hotep. I'm very sad to see that apparently Kong still can't fight, so he got to have brass knuckles or the Infinity Gauntlet or some shit on his hand.
He's got an arm brace. It's like a whole brace. Like what's up with that? I guess
he probably got his.
I guess he probably got his ass kicked in the movie. Right.
Again, you're letting us down. You're letting the blacks down, Kong. You're letting us down.
It's a little disappointing how many L's Kong has taken in this franchise. Like, it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Like, meanwhile, you gotta outsource you gotta outsource some help from Asia to come and fight your battles for you. Like, what kind of man are you, yo?
Yeah.
Like, man up, nigga.
Ape up, I guess.
So there's a backstory to this, like, because they're in the.
That's silly. This? Go ahead.
Like, I don't know.
There's a backstory.
Because did you watch King Kong vs. Godzilla?
No. What the fuck? Fuck off. Just call me a nigga to my face. Like, get out of here. I'm not watching this.
I watched the goddamn movie. There's a backstory. Like, I can't remember what the land is. It's like beneath the surface of the earth or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's like a world within the world.
Yeah, the land before time.
That's where he lives. And apparently, like, I guess these are the apes that fucked up his kind. That's why he's like the last of his kind.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I'm assuming that he gets his ass kicked in this movie, and that's why he's wearing a fucking arm brace, because he probably got his shit broke or sprained fighting the red monkey.
I sprained my wrist in the Kong movie. Shut up. Just get out of here.
I'm just assuming. And then, like, he's got to call his homeboy because, like, they fought Mecha Godzilla at the end of King Kong versus, Godzilla. And he's like, yo, I need some help again because,
because I can't fight.
Fire breath.
Right. And now this Godzilla This is Godzilla Rosé. So he's fucking ready. Like,
this is the fucking Goku Black Godzilla and shit, and he's like, yo, I got something for your ass.
Yo, this ending where like Godzilla pops out and Kong is with him. Yo, this shit looks terrible. Like it looks terrible. It looks fucking awful. That being said, everybody says Godzilla -1 is fucking amazing. I really want to see that. Everyone.
I saw Movie Bob's review of it, and I'm like, all right, is it though? Because like this is his bag, right? But like everyone else that has seen this movie said it's phenomenal. So,
well, they said they said that like the big deal is that in that one, like Godzilla is like a real villain, right? He's like, oh, he's friendly. Nah, yo, Godzilla just mad killing shit, and it's just like, oh shit, nigga,
Godzilla
run. Like,
Godzilla's the metaphor that he's supposed to be, and not like a fucking big ass Barney the dinosaur.
Right.
Not, somebody you call when your black ass can't fight, getting your ass hemmed up.
I've never been more disappointed as a community in Kong. Come on.
Yeah, because he's like the original. He's the original fucking Godzilla because it's Godzilla -1. That's what like they're taking it back to the old school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's essentially the remake, a remake of that first movie.
Yeah.
It looks good. Like,
it
looks
does.
Really good.
So it's weird that we live in a world where there are multiple like Godzilla films happening.
It's like Warner Brothers saw that one and was like, yeah, we got something for your ass. And then they dropped this trailer and people were like, okay, I guess like this will be the serious one and this will be the fun one.
Yeah.
No, you can have both. You can have the fucking like the WWE version, and then you have like the more serious version.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
The quality one.
Yeah,
like I'll watch
the dumb American version. Like the dumb American version of Godzilla.
Those two jackasses running look just so stupid, right?
I just want to see the fight. I want to see who they're fighting.
Yeah, I just want to see the fight.
Because that fucking fight at the end of Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla, was fucking dope. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I'll watch the fights. I'm not there for the narrative. Okay, that's where you're not going to get me. I'm watching Monarch. I like Monarch. It's very good. But I am not watching these movies for a narrative. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. All right, there you go. Godzilla, Alex Cross Kong. Good job. Fucking idiots. The Boys Season 4. This trailer came out literally minutes after we recorded last week. Thanks a lot. Yeah, this looks really good. People won't get it, obviously, again. Look, I like that Evil AOC is like prominently featured in this trailer because she is not the true villain, but like in a way she kind of is of this series. Homelander is just kind of a representative of a major problem. She is the actual core problem.
He's the symptom, right? And he's Frankenstein's monster, much like in reality, right? Trump is Trump monster.
Is a symptom.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, it looks like at some point you kind of get a Starlight versus Homelander.
Trump versus Hillary. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean a Starlight versus Homelander.
With
what if anybody picked that up?
Nah, probably not. Probably not. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. Can't wait. It'll be interesting. I see Black Noir is back. So it'll be interesting to see. Is that a different character, or is that someone playing Black Noir, or is that going to be somehow he survived? So, or is that a flashback? Who knows? There is a little moment like you get say again.
And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in there. That's always a good thing.
Absolutely. And then there's like a moment, I believe that there's like a little Gen V reference too. Like they show there's a poster with one of the characters, Polarity or whatever his name is.
The father,
yeah, the father. So like they're keeping it. They're not pretending like that this is totally disconnected, which I appreciate too. So it should be fun to see some of those characters jumping back and forth into this series. So yeah, I'm here for it. I can't get here fast enough as far as I'm concerned. Yep. Next up, House of the Dragon season 2. Yeah, look, that first season ended very well, and it was really fucked up. So I'm here for more of this. These white people are crazy. Did you guys?
Yeah,
Mike, you watched
all the.
Say again, Terrence.
Yeah, I might have to rewatch this because it's been a very long time. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Maybe I can get my. You know what? No, I don't want her to watch it because then I'd have to watch it on her time.
No, I was like, just go for it.
Yeah,
it looks like they're putting all the money into this. Like it just looks really good.
Did you watch the first season? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I finished it. I watched the entire season. Yeah.
I just love that scene where he was like, "Say it, I dare you. Go ahead and say it. Your wife is a whore." And he was like,
"He's like, yeah." Like, yeah, okay. Well, he stood on business.
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, I told you to say that shit." Like, are those kids really yours? Like, well, those kids certainly don't look like yours. Okay. Your wife is a whore. Well, I wouldn't have gone there. Yeah, this looks great. Apparently, George R.R. Martin was like, the second season of House of the Dragon is really dark. I'm like, did you watch the first season? Was the first season light? Is it going to get, like, do you mean just turning the lights down? Like, what are you referencing, George? Because the first season was fucked up.
Like the last season of fucking Game of Thrones dark?
Yeah,
like literally dark?
Like just turn the contrast all the way down. And last but certainly not least, the teaser trailer for Fallout coming to Amazon. Look, you guys have actually played these games. I have not. I will just say this. This looks great. Like, I don't know much about this series, but this looks really great.
I've played 3 and 4. I like both of them. I don't really know the lore, but this looks good. Like, it just looks good. Looks like they put a lot of effort into it.
It's done by Jonathan Nolan, who did Westworld, which is interesting.
Yeah,
that seems apropos. Michael, what are your thoughts?
I'm looking at the trailer. Why is it brought to you by the studio behind The Boys and 2-day free shipping? Why is that?
I thought that was funny.
Comedy.
Okay. If that's the type of humor that's going to be in this show, But the fact that Jonathan Nolan is behind this, that's what immediately was like, oh, okay. Like, Fallout isn't necessarily of the Bethesda like trilogy of settings. Fallout is probably my least favorite, but
not a lot going on.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah,
a lot of dirt,
a lot of just arid radioactive waste, right? But I did play 4, and I liked it well enough to finish the story. Yeah, don't get me lying about the lore, right? Like that's a Carrie thing. She likes the lore of these games.
I messaged her. I was like, "Did you see this trailer?" She was like, "You have no idea how hyped I am for this."
Oh yeah,
she loved it. She thought it was great.
Yeah. So, but it looks great. It looks way better than, quite frankly, it has any right to. And I think this is the, if this is the beginnings of video games being taken seriously, this and The Last of Us. Yeah, I think TV is the way to go for adapting video games, particularly video games with a heavy emphasis on story.
Also, Walton Goggins looks great. Like, he looks really, really good with that like missing nose and all that other shit. Yeah, that looks excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's
like a
this
whole
looks.
race of, I believe, right? Like the ghouls that live
Yeah,
underground. So
yeah. So yeah, this looks. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm looking forward to a Fallout television show.
Yeah. Again, if you just take this shit seriously, you never know, what you can accomplish. And just, it's good media, so why not? All right, so there you go. And I don't know what the release date for that is, but I feel like it's like
April 12th.
April 12th. That's not too far away. So, yeah, I'm really hoping this is good. It looks super fucking interesting. So, I mean, I'm a little sad that the protagonist is a girl, but I guess I can deal with it. I'm honestly surprised that that hasn't been the biggest.
Are people mad about that? Are people pissed at that?
Probably people were mad that there seems to be black people in the trailer for GTA 6, even though there was a ton of white people also in the trailer. But all right.
Even though the two main characters are Latino and a Latina and a white guy.
Yeah, but and a Latina, why not only a white guy? I think that's their argument. That's these people are idiots.
Have you been to Florida?
Yeah,
have you been to
a lot of niggas that look like that in Florida?
Miami?
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, the normal language is Spanish. That's the default. What are you talking about? You don't belong here. All right, that is it for us. Any other parting words before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right.
Nah.
All right, so we will not be on next week, but we will be back the following week before the holiday. All right, later, guys.
See ya.
Take it easy.